Hello ladies, I am Nomakosi Mkiza. Welcome to our channel, which is Nomakosi's Women Transformation Bootcamp. Today I want us to talk about something very close to my heart. Remember that I said earlier in our channel, we are going to form an army of strong women. We are going to form an army of women who will be able to support one another. We want to have an army of women who will be able to take the other women by the hand when they are down and out, picking up the pieces and soldiering on. So this is my very first video that I want us to look at, and I want us to look at a subject that is not a common subject to look at, but it's a very crucial subject. If we want to be strong women, this is where we need to start. Our subject today is how to get out of the toxic relationship that you have with yourself. We always talk about leaving toxic relationships, leaving toxic friends, toxic men, toxic family members. But today I want us to look at how do we actually leave or get out of the toxic relationship that you have with yourself. So the question that you need to ask yourself right now is, what kind of a relationship do I have with myself? Do you ever take time and stop to check if you even have a relationship with yourself? You know, when we grow up as women, we are taught to put other people first. We are taught to do things for other people, put the needs of other people first before our needs. And that thing becomes our mindset that, okay, before I do anything for myself, I must think of my children, I must think of my mother, I must think of my brother, I must think of my mother-in-law, I must think of any other person before I put my needs. So today, we want to look at that. Are you the kind of a woman who's always saying, I'm not beautiful, some women are much more beautiful than myself, you know, I'm not worth it, I can't do this, some women can do it but not me? What kind of a relationship do you have with yourself? So today we want to address that. How do you get out of that relationship that is toxic that you have with yourself? So what I want to talk about today is, for us as women, we need to be, I want to talk about conscious competence. That is, being consciously aware that this is the kind of a relationship that I have with myself. Why do I talk about conscious competence? You know what happens with us? We wake up in the morning, you take a bath, you take care of the kids, you take care of the husband, you take care of whosoever, you go to work, come back from work, the next day you do the thing that you were doing the previous day. You never take time to sit down and say, but how am I feeling? Who am I even? So if I talk about conscious competence, I'm saying, can we be conscious in checking the kind of relationships that we have with ourselves? One writer known as Anai Nin said, the purpose of our lives is to give birth to the best that is within us. But will you ever know the best that is within you if you don't take time to check in and be intentional to say, what kind of a relationship do I have with myself? What do I say to myself? How do I treat myself before other people treat me? Remember that we always say, you teach people how to treat you. So if you cannot treat yourself with love, if you cannot treat yourself with gentleness, how would you expect other people to treat you? So I have come up with 7 ways. There could be many. Actually, there are many. 7 ways that I think are basic ways in which we can actually live the toxic relationships that we have ourselves, or in which we can get rid of the toxic way in which we relate with ourselves. And remember one thing, that you cannot expect to be a great person. You create this great person. There is a lot of strength within us to create ourselves. There's a writing again that I read that I liked, which said, you only live once. False. You live every day and you only die once. I liked that. You only live once. False. You live every day and you only die once. It means we create ourselves every day. That is why it's important for us to check in every day. Who am I? How am I feeling today? You know, how do I want my day to be? Because we live every day, we create ourselves every day. So there are these 7 ways, basic ways in which we can actually live the toxic relationships that we have with ourselves. The first one is, you know, you start by recognizing. Remember that you can never solve a problem that you haven't recognized, the problem that you haven't identified. So recognize the fact that, you know what, I have a toxic relationship with myself. Identify the pointers that are saying, you know what, I have a toxic relationship with myself. You know, one lady said, ladies, love thyself. And it always, you know, it sounds cliche if a person would say self-love. Because it's easy to say, I love myself. But the question is, do you really love yourself? If you talk about loving yourself, you love yourself, you love your body, you love your stature, you love the way you are, you just love yourself as a woman. And I really am tempted to talk about us loving our bodies as well, loving our shapes as well. Because you find women all the time who are saying, oh, I'm too fat, oh, I'm too thin, oh, I'm too, you know, I'm too tall, oh, I'm too short. When we talk about you loving yourself, you love yourself the way you are. If there are things that you feel you can change about yourself that are changeable, you can change them. But it's important to love. If you're tall, you can never change that, right? It's important for us to love ourselves the way we are. But number one, in living the toxic relationship you have with yourself, identify. Am I the woman who feels that everybody around me is actually beautiful, looks important, they matter, but me? It means you have a toxic relationship with yourself. So identify and recognize the fact that you do have a toxic relationship with yourself. Number two, choose yourself every day. Every day, choose yourself. Nobody will choose you on your behalf. People are busy outside choosing themselves. Choose yourself every day. Consciously, remember I spoke about conscious competence. Be intentional to say, I am choosing myself. I am more important than anyone else. So I choose myself. If you choose yourself, you are showing up for yourself. Show up for yourself every day. Every day check in to say, what is it that I'm supposed to do? And do it diligently, because you choose yourself every day. Love yourself. Be that kind of a woman who says, against all odds, I will love myself. I will love myself, weaknesses on all. I will still choose myself. If I was given an opportunity to be someone else, I wouldn't choose any other person, but I will choose myself. Choose yourself every day. Choosing yourself every day it's not something that you say, it's something that you act out. You choose yourself by putting yourself first, not putting other people first. Put yourself first as a woman. You choose yourself every day. Number three, because I don't want to waste a lot of time. Number three, think good thoughts about yourself. Ladies, do you know that you can channel your thoughts? It's natural to have negative thoughts. It's natural, it happens. But if we are conscious about ourselves, we will channel the thoughts. If the negative thought comes, then you easily say, no, I can't think this way about myself. Think positively about yourself. Think good thoughts about yourself. Channel your thoughts. What is it that you are thinking about yourself? Do you think that you're looking bad? Do you think that you are ugly? Do you think that you don't matter? Change that and say to yourself, I matter. I am important. People see me. People love me. People recognize me. People respect me. Those are the thoughts, because the moment you think such thoughts, that is exactly what you are going to attract. But the moment you have negative thoughts about yourself, that is exactly what you are going to attract. That is how people are going to treat you. People will be negative towards you, because already the relationship that you have with yourself, it's toxic. The relationship that you have with yourself, it's you thinking, the bad thoughts about yourself. Number 4, speak kind words to yourself. If we talk about you speaking kind words to yourself, we are talking about, self-talk. What do you tell yourself every day? Naturally, if you nurture yourself, remember, ladies, that words create. The words that you say with your mouth, they are creating something. If you say, I am beautiful, you go to the mirror and you say, I'm beautiful, you are creating that. I am rich, you are creating that. I matter, you are creating that. People see me, you are creating that. People respect me, you are creating that. People love me, you are creating that. So it's important for us that all the time we speak kind words to ourselves. But most of the times we speak harsh words to ourselves. Even in the workplace, some people are important in the workplace more than myself. Some people's work is better than my work. So it's important that you speak kind words to yourself. Go to the mirror, even look at yourself and say, girl, you are beautiful. Girl, I love you. Girl, you matter. And you are creating. That is exactly what the universe will receive from you, and that is exactly what you are going to attract from the universe. Number 5, become your biggest fan. I've seen a lot of ladies. They would be friends to everybody. You know what? On TV, in the community, wherever we are. We are friends to people. What about yourself? Why are you not your biggest fan? Why are you not your best fan? It's important that you love yourself enough to say, I am going to support myself. I am going to support what I do. I am going to support what I say. Be your biggest fan. Celebrate yourself. When do you celebrate yourself, and how do you celebrate yourself? Remember what we said earlier. This is life. And the journey of life is too long, and things happen around the way or on the way. That is why we say you need to pick up the pieces and soldier on. So if there are milestones that you need to celebrate, celebrate yourself. If you have to take yourself out on a date, do that. Just go and grab a cup of coffee to celebrate yourself. Get a cup of coffee, get a meal to say, I am the best person there is I'm the best woman there is in the world. That says you are your biggest fan. You are your biggest cheerleader. You need to cheer yourself up before other people can cheer you up. Be your biggest fan. That is number 5. And then our number 6. This is very important. Live a life of gratitude. If we talk about living a life of gratitude, I've come across a lot of ladies, you know what, they can easily count the blessings of other ladies, but they won't count their own blessings. If we say live a life of gratitude, we are saying take time and stop and think back. What is it that you are grateful for? What are the things that you have achieved in your life? Because if you don't do that, it will be very easy for you to be distracted and look at other people and say, look at them, they have this, they have that, they have achieved that. But if you take time and stop and think of your own blessings, stop, think of your own achievements. I have a friend of mine who always says to me, Kosi, we are so rich. And that used to disturb me, because I would think, every time when you talk about being rich, you think of money, how much do I have in my bank account and what have you. But the fact that you are alive today, you are rich. The fact that you have a job today, you are rich. The fact that you have people who love you, you are rich. The fact that you are able to love yourself, you are rich. The fact that you are able to look back and say, but you know what, I achieved that back then. you are rich. So live a life of gratitude. Thank God for the things that He's done for you. Whosoever you conceive God to be, thank God for the things He's done for you. Thank God for life. Thank God for health. Thank God for your friends, for your acquaintances, for your children, for your sisters, for your brothers. Live a life of gratitude. Do not go to bed without stopping and thinking, what is it that I'm grateful for? Because it's very easy for us to be distracted and think about the bad things that are happening in our lives. We can tabulate them, up to 100. But when it comes to the good things that have happened to us, we forget about them. So it's important that we live a life of gratitude. Feed your soul. Feed your soul with good things to say, I nearly was in an accident, but it didn't happen. I was in an accident, but look at me now. It's feed your soul with such things. So it will be easy, to go forth in life and say, you know what, nothing will ever defeat me. Because look back at the blessings that I've had as a person. Live a life of gratitude. Look back and see the good things that have happened to you. Count your blessings. Name them one by one. Forget about the blessings of other people. I'm not saying you need to be jealous of the blessings of other people. Look at their blessings and thank God for their blessings. But it's important for you to focus on your own blessings as well. What are you grateful for? What has God done for you? Remember, we are treating a topic, how to get out of the toxic relationship that you have with yourself. Number 7, it's be you. I don't know how much I need to emphasize that. Lovely lady, be you. Do you. Be your authentic self. Many a times as ladies, we look at other ladies, we want to be them. We look at celebrities, we want to be them. We look at people in the limelight, we want to be them. But let me tell you something, the best thing that you can do for yourself is to be yourself, be your authentic self. Ask yourself this question, when people interact with you, are they interacting with the girl that you once met or with the lady that you once met, or they're interacting with you? Give the world you, so that when the blessings come, they come to you, not to the other person that you are pretending to be. Be the best person that you can be. Be yourself. Be your authentic self. If we say to you, something that I'm thinking of, saying yes to life, right? Saying yes to life. You can't say yes to life as another person. Be your authentic self. The best gift that you can give to yourself in ridding yourself of the toxic relationship that you have with yourself is being your authentic self. Ladies, I just hope that this helped you. The 7 ways in which we can get rid of the toxic relationship that we have with ourselves. I hope that helped you. But remember the first one that we said, identify this thing. Be consciously aware of how you relate with yourself. So if this helped you, remember what I said earlier, this is not a dialogue. This is not a monologue. This is a dialogue. This is supposed to be a conversation. So please leave your comments so that we will know how this helped you. And if there's any topic that you want us to treat in this channel, which is Normal Courses Women Transformation Bootcamp, please give the comment and please subscribe to this channel so that we will form this army of strong women who are going to be there for one another. Until next time, keep smiling, ladies. Thank you.